If you're looking to incorporate science simulations or a little bit of STEM into your classroom, I have the perfect digital resource for you.
It's tech for teachers and students to explore, opening doors to knowledge and more.
All right, so this is the University of Colorado at Boulder's Phet or Phet online resource. They have a good amount of simulations. We're going to look at chemistry, earth and space, and biology. I'm just going to click right there. And we're focusing on science in this video. In the next video, we'll look at math, but you can see there's plenty to play around with. They cover everything from motion, sound waves, work, and energy. You can read the list on the side. I'm going to show you a few that I like. The first one I want to show you is gas properties. There's a bunch of different ways to approach teaching the concept, but here's the first one. Let's add some particles to this little box. What you can do is show the students how energy changes the motion of particles. So if you increase the heat, you'll see the particles move faster. This is great for 4th and 5th grade concepts. See the pressure increasing, what's going to happen over time. Pops the lid. You can slow it down as well, so kids can see what happens to the energy, the thermal energy over time. You can see the particles are slowing down. You can include a stopwatch to see what happens over a certain period of time as well. You can make the particles heavier or lighter. There's tons to do here. You can play around with it. It's a great tool for looking at solid, liquids, and gas. All right, moving on to the next one. We're going to look at my solar system. Let's launch it. They have a lab or an intro. Let's just click the intro. Basically, you can teach the kids about gravity here. So you can change the center of mass, the speed, the velocity. And if we just look at it right here, you'll see what does it look like for an object to orbit. You can talk about revolution with them. So that object is orbiting probably the sun. You can increase the speed or get measurements based on the speed. There's a measuring tape for you to use. Or increasing the speed to fast. You can change the center of mass as well. So what happens if we move it over a little bit and hit play? Is that going to change the orbit at all? You can see it goes wider. This is a good one to play around with when you're in your Earth and space section. Let's go to another one. We're going to go to the projectile data lab. Click right here. Start our simulation up. Just takes a few seconds. There's a bunch of different ones you can play around with, but here's variability. This one's really great if you're trying to get your kids to look at a data table, reading histograms. Definitely want to incorporate this one. So basically you can launch a projectile. This is also good for mechanical energy, force and motion. You can look at the launch angle. So if they're doing 4th grade math with protractors, this is really good as well. And they can measure the angle. They can use a measuring tape as well to see how far things are. You can look at the launch speed. There's a ton of stuff you can do here. You can change your projectile. Again, play around with it. See what happens. It's great for STEM. Let's look at another one. We're going to go to physics again. And we're going to look for the energy skate park. There it is right there. So again, I'm just going to show you the intro. There's a lot of other options for you. Here's your little skater. Put your skater on a ramp. Again, we're doing force and motion. They can watch how the kinetic and potential energy changes as the skater goes up and down the ramp. You can change it to increase the friction. What happens if there's more friction? What happens if there's less friction? What if we increase the mass of the skater? Again, lots to do here. This is great if you don't have time in your classroom to conduct experiments every day. They can still do this digitally. Let's move on to the last one. This time we're selecting electricity, magnets, and circuits. And there are plenty here, but the one I want to show you is the circuit construction kit. We're going to launch it. And again, if you don't have all the resources in your school or you don't have a ton of time to get everything out, you can still do this. You can assemble a circuit, a complete circuit, by stretching out different wires, adding the wires, adding a light bulb. Let's see if this is a circuit that actually works. Nope. So what are we going to have to do? Maybe we need to include a switch in here or another wire. Kids will learn, nope, that's not going to work. See, causes a short circuit. So that's not good. We're going to need to cut it, cut the wire. Maybe we can cut the wire here. Let's reattach it. Let's put it over here on the side. It works. There are a lot of other things you can do. You can add resistors. You can look at conventional so they can actually learn to trace the path, or electrons. They do have a stopwatch. There's voltmeters, amp meters. There's a ton to do here. So this is a good resource to use as well. All right, I hope this was helpful and it gave you some ideas of some STEM and online things you could do in your classroom for science. Thanks for watching.